Hello, in this video I'm showing you how I went about changing the diesel filter on my VW Crafter medium wheel plate 21 plate. Now it's really straightforward, only takes about half an hour, so yeah, it's pretty easy. Now I must mention this very important point. When you look on Google it says that you must prime your filter before you go starting the engine, and I'm going to show you how I went about doing that. So do stick around for that, because if you don't do it you may damage your high pressure pump, and we don't want to be doing that. I thought I'd also mention that I've changed the air filter, the oil, and of course the cabin filter, because in a couple of weeks time I'm going to be driving down to Portugal, and I just wanted to make sure that my van was all up together and all tickety-boo. All those jobs are really straightforward and pretty simple to do. So if you want to check out any of those videos, you can find them in the description below. As usual, if you do find this video useful, then please give me a click on the old thumbs up, click on subscribe, ring on the bell, share it with everyone else on the van community. Right, now let's get on with changing this diesel filter. Oh, very quickly, if you want to know what this little device here is, I'll explain at the end of the video. So the diesel filter, that's really straightforward. You can't miss it. It's this large silver object over here, just there, with the two pipes going onto it. That's your diesel filter, and it's only held in with two screws and then a screw on the top, but we do have to loosen the screws off on the side so we can get the filter out. Now once you've removed these two screws, that one there and that one over there, okay, we then need to take the filter out. Obviously we need to take these two connections off. They're fairly straightforward, but then once we've got those two screws undone, we then need to rotate this. You need to just turn it slightly and then it lifts out, because there's like a little sort of lock piece which locks underneath. So as long as you just give it a little twist, it then just lifts out really easily. And of course, when you come to refit it, we need to drop it into position and again just twist it around to lock it back in its position, and then we can put the two screws back in. Nice and simple. It is really easy to do. There's not a lot to it. But do watch out, because when you lift it out, it's full of diesel. And if you tip it at all, then all that diesel is going to come pouring out. And you don't want that all over your driveway or all over your van, because it's horrible, stinky stuff. You could save the diesel. You could take it out and then pour it into a pot and then pour it back into your fuel tank. And there's probably a litre of diesel in that filter. Or use it to prime the new filter. But anyway, let's get on with the video and show you exactly what is involved. One of the first jobs is to unclip these two tubes, which are clipped onto the housing of the diesel filter. And all you do, you just give them a pull and a wiggle and they just pop out. Now the second thing you want to do is to remove the two diesel connections. I didn't do that. I took the two screws out and then wish I left them in. Now to remove the diesel connections is really straightforward. All we need to do is to push in this little part here. Okay, and then lift it up. It's a good idea just to push down on the pipe like that. Just push it down a bit, and then you can then push that in like that, and then it just pulls up. Simple as that. Look, my glove was broken already. Useless, aren't they? And then it's just a case of pulling the tube up whilst pushing it in, and it just lifts off like that. Simple as that. And you can see it just sort of catches underneath this part here when you put it back on. So it's pretty straightforward. You just put it back on again like that and just push it down. You don't have to push anything in this time. Just push it down, clip, and that's it. It's on there. Same for the other one, exactly the same. This time we've got the flat part here, so it's push the other side in, push it in a long way, give it a wiggle. Like I say, it's really hard to push these little buggers in. Push it in and pull it up, giving it a wiggle. Obviously there's a seal on there, and there it is, come off. Okay, and then you don't have to do anything else, just put it back on again, push it down so it clicks, and there you go. Give it a pull, make sure it's secure, and there we are. That's it, job done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Once the two fuel connections are removed, it's then just a case of undoing the two screws. We'll leave the one on top, so we don't need to touch that one. and then the screw at the back there. We've got 3 screws holding it in, well, 2 screws holding it in, and then one just holding it on top. So let's put my that wasn't very tight. One. Oh, there's the magnet. Second one is just over here. Nice and simple. Yeah, that's that one. And you can see the filter's gone loose now. So I might just nip that one back up. Just because I want to pull this pipes off first. Nope, too late. There we go. So don't forget to release those 2 pipes. Flipped on the side. 1, 2. There we go. And out comes the diesel filter. Now, if I was to do this again, I'd get a jam jar or maybe a large jug, and I'd pour all that diesel out of the filter into a nice clean jug. And then I could use all this diesel to prime the new filter. And then that should fill up the new filter, instead of pouring it away and wasting it like I did. Now we're going to remove the 5 screws which are holding it all together. On top. Get to that one. I strongly recommend wearing gloves because diesel really stinks and it's just terrible to get off your hands. And this unit is now really slippery, as you can see, and it's hard to hold it still as I'm undoing the screws. But there we go, they're all undone now. Now when you come to put the new filter back in, you can't get the orientation wrong because you've got the screw in the top there. So the diesel connections will be in exactly the same position. Now this piece here just lifts off. Now we just slide the filter down this second part of the housing. And there we go, that's the old filter now removed. So far so good. Looking at this now, I'm wondering whether I could have left the housing joined together. Just loosen off the 4 screws, undo the screw on the top, and then maybe the filter would just slide out, without removing the 4 screws holding the housing together. Maybe leave a little note in the comments below if that's the case. Help everyone out. New filter. Okay. Obviously it's not original VW one, but it should do exactly the same job. So there we go. Take this now. Pretty straightforward. We can put this into here. Line the bolts up. Slide it into there. Line up with that. Now just find the short screw and screw it into the top of the filter. Lock in the filter into its correct orientation. So there we go, screw that one in, and then I just nip it up with my drill. And there we go, that one's nice and tight now. This part here just sits on the side. It only fits one way round. Then I'll get the second part of the housing, give it a bit of a wipe down because it's covered in diesel. And now all I've got to do is just screw the 2 parts back together. Now this piece here slots over both pieces, kind of holding the 2 bits together. Then it's just a case of refitting the 2 screws. Goes through the hole. And then just nip those 2 screws up with my drill. Make sure the screws go through the holes. And then just repeat the process on the other side. Now, like I said a bit earlier, I'm pretty sure you can just loosen these screws off and the filter would just drop out the bottom, without the need to take it all apart, which would certainly make life a whole lot easier. But also, it didn't take very long to take the whole thing apart. So now I'm ready to fit it back into the van. Now hopefully this is going to be pretty straightforward, putting it back on the van. Okay, so when you come to put this back in again, you've got 2 bolts on the top. Let's go in, and then you just got this little piece on the bottom here. See, hopefully you can see that. This is the little locking piece which I was talking about at the beginning of the video, where you got to drop the filter down and then give it a little twist to lock it into position, and then add the 2 screws. Now this next step, if you do a Google search, is really important. We want to prime the filter before we go connecting the fuel connections. Now I decided that the easiest way to go about priming the filter without using some diagnostic tool is just to manually fill it. So get some diesel and pour it into the filter until diesel starts coming out of the other pipe. And then you know the filter is then full of diesel. Now when it came to purging this or filling the filter full of oil or diesel, I tried the ignition way where you're supposed to switch the ignition on, but it didn't work for me. No fuel comes out of the pump because I was planning maybe just to switch the ignition on, the fuel pump in the tank would run, and then fuel would come out of the pipe and I could fill it up that way. Anyway, that didn't work. So what I decided to do, just wrap a towel around here just to catch any fuel. And then I got an old nozzle, say old, this is a brand new one, and I just cut it down so it fits exactly on top of my tubes, because all we need to do is just fill up the filter with diesel. So that's a nice tight fit. And then I just got a funnel because the funnel didn't quite fit, and I just popped that inside there like that. Then I just got a fuel tank, filled it up some diesel from the garage, and then carefully just poured it into the filter like that. So I was just pouring it in. So once I filled it up and then diesel's come out the other side here, so I know now that the filter is then full. I then actually swapped it over to make sure that there wasn't air in it. I mean, I don't know if that made a bit of difference. It didn't seem to. So I then just put it onto there. And I did the same again. I just popped that on top. Poured a bit more diesel in until diesel came out the other side. Then I knew that this was full up with diesel as much as I could do it. And then I just reconnected the tubes. And then the rest of the fuel, I just poured it into the tank. So that was the way I did it. Important note here, the inlet connection, so the fuel coming from the fuel tank, is the right-hand tube. But I'm showing you how to fill it through the left-hand tube. So you don't want to do that. You want to fill the filter using the right-hand tube, because then the fuel that you're pouring in will be filtered through the filter before it goes into the high pressure pump on the engine. I had a towel wrapped around the filter all that time just to make sure that any diesel spills didn't run down underneath the van. I had a towel on the floor. Now what's interesting now is when I push the connector on, you'll see fuel push out the top of the other tube. There we go. So I knew that the filter was full of diesel right to the top. Let's just watch that again. As I push the pipe down onto it, you'll see fuel just squirt out of the other nozzle. Then of course I've just got to push the other tube on and then it's job done. Filter all ready to go. And when I started my engine, it started no trouble at all. There was no spluttering, no sounds like there was any air in it. And that's how I went about changing the diesel filter in my Volkswagen Crafter medium wheelbase 21 plate. Something else you might be interested in is I've also fitted a hall sensor. This goes directly onto my alternator cable and it measures exactly how much current I'm pulling out of the alternator. I use this to ensure that I don't overload the alternator because I have two Victron DC-DC 50 amp chargers. And here you can see the alternator is producing 17 amps. And now you can see the alternator is producing 80 amps. Now with both DC-DC chargers on and the fan in the van at full speed, it's now pulling out 150 amps. That's way more than I want to be pulling out of my alternator. So let's turn that off. But the crazy thing about this, look at the voltage. It's just 12.1 volts, or on the other device, it's 11.8. So if you want to know more about the smart alternators in the VW Crafters and the Euro 6 vehicles, what's going on with those, the voltage, the amperage, the regenerative braking, I can now show you exactly what's going on. I think it's fascinating and really clever. No wonder they call them smart alternators. Because if you've got your Victron DC-DC chargers set to their default settings, they're probably not producing the amount of power that you want. So if you want to know more about that, then obviously you can check out my other videos. Just to show you, look, there's all the diesel that's will run out of this filter. So yeah, be careful with that. It's going to keep pouring oil out, diesel all the time. If I turn it over, probably get even more coming out. Yeah, there it is. So there we go. So just watch out for that, and obviously you've got to dispose of that in a correct manner. Right, that's about it then. So if you want to know how to go about changing your oil or the oil filter or the air filter or cabin filter, then of course you can click on the links around here somewhere. And of course, I hope you found this video useful. If you have, then I'll click on the old thumbs up, click on subscribe and share it with everyone else on the van community.